Psalm 51 verses 1 and 2. Have mercy on me, O God, according to your steadfast love, according to your abundant mercy, blot out my transgressions. This is David speaking after he sinned. His attitude was in the right place. He asked the Lord for mercy. Why would he ask the Lord for mercy? Because he understood that he sinned against God and that the Lord's anger was kindled. Right? When you sin against God, God does get angry. Right? Let's use a human example. You do something against your mother or father, you disobey them. Guess what? Your parents are going to get angry, and rightfully so. Right? Good parents are going to get annoyed and upset with you when you screw up. That's a good thing, because the book of Hebrews talks about how, I'm going to paraphrase it, if you're a parent, you're going to discipline your child because you love them. Right? If you're not a good parent, you're just going to let your kid do whatever they want, because you don't really care about them at all. You don't care about their spiritual development, their physical safety. You're just saying, have free reign to do whatever you want. No good parent would ever let their kids do whatever they want. So it's the same thing with the Lord. So David understands that he sinned against God and the Lord is not happy about it. So he asks him to have mercy on him. He says, blot out my transgressions. Transgressions, another word for sin, in a sense. Blot means like to remove my transgressions. He's asking the Lord for a clean heart. He's asking the Lord to soften his heart so that he can hate his sin. And I think that's a very important verse, because when we sin, we have to ask ourselves, how do I feel after I sin? Some people are so used to sinning, even as Christians, we can fall into seasons in our life where we're just repeating the same sin over and over and over again. And we can get to a point where, our fear of the Lord slightly diminishes, and we're no longer trembling at the idea of falling short. It's becoming a normative thing in our life. It's becoming a habit, right? So make sure that sinning isn't a practice in your life. Make sure that when you do sin, you tremble. And I'm not saying it has to be in the physical sense, even though that happens for some people. I mean it more in the spiritual sense, more in the reverential sense, where you understand who you sinned against. I think it's in the same chapter where he says, against you, you only have I sinned. Let me make sure before I end this video. Yeah, verse 4, he says, against you, you only have I sinned and done what is evil in your sight.